I'm excited about this goal because I think this is the mark of a growing, maturing church. I was reading Micah 6 where it talks about what the Lord requires of us is to act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with our God. And that's with people across the fence in our backyard or on the other side of town or really all the way around the other side of the globe. People that need our help, people that can use our resources, people that we can love just like God loves us.
What makes me feel passionate and makes me want to get up in the morning is the idea that we can be the hands and feet of Jesus, and we can go into places that we maybe normally wouldn't go into, and we can serve Him through serving people. And I think also this idea of partnership, that we're in this together, that's what excites me. It's like we have so many things to learn. We can learn from each other, and we can walk through this life together.
I met Laura at the House of Hope, and I was very attracted to her personality. Around Laura, I feel this astonishing sense of peace, and I've always said that. And then she did walk with me through the death of my brother in a spiritual grief sense, and we started to get really close then.
I think people like to be in their familiar comfort zones, and so we kind of what do I want to say, busted through that a little bit, which I think is more the way of the kingdom. You know, if you look at Jesus and the disciples that He chose, you know, I think that's God's way, is to break down the barriers between people.
It seems deeply wrong that your ability to feel God's fullness is dependent on where you are born. That just is in my gut wrong. They should have that access wherever you are. So us using our abilities that God has given us, the gifts God has given us, to serve the under-resourced and have relationship with them, to allow them to see the fullness of God is really exciting.
We talk a lot at Orchard about being salt and light, and one thing that's really struck me is that our kids at Longfellow are also salt and light. Recently, my husband went to Viridian Credit Union, and the bank teller said to him that she had coached a girls team that played our girls the previous week, and she said, "I can't stop thinking about those girls. They were the best sports we've ever seen. They encouraged each other, they had smiles on their faces, they played hard even when the score was pretty tough." And it just really struck me. They are salt and light in the community as well.
For me, after my brother died, I fell into a meth addiction, and I kind of drug Laura through that as a person who was very unaware of somebody using meth. I also was involved in domestic violence relationship. That was getting very emotionally disturbing to me. And finally I made a decision in December at Christmas and I called Laura and I said, I want to go to the church and I want to pray and I want to accept Christ in my life. And Laura had strep throat and she drove all the way to Waterloo from her house, picked me up, couldn't hardly talk, and we came here with my youngest daughter and prayed, and I cried a lot. It was a very moving experience for me.
We're talking about transformation, but the transformation is both ways. I was standing again, this happened to be in Jamaica again, and I was going to pray with this gentleman before surgery, and I said, "Do you want to pray?" He was laying on the table, and he goes, "Yeah, man." And then he started praying this amazing prayer, blessing us for coming to help him. Obviously, he had a different idea than I did about the prayer, but he just blessed my heart as I was there with him, working with him.
God has so many gifts for Michelle, and I just want to be there and be there with her as she discovers them and lives into them for Christ's purposes. So, all right, love you.
Love you too.